Welcome to the Corelli Show.
I'm Cory.
I'm Elli, and this is Baby Sage.
Welcome to Nature Art Club,
the online edition. Summer is when plants grow the most.
In the summertime, in the summer sun, I like to play, I like to run. I always have a lot of fun in the summertime, in the summer sun.
Hi friends, welcome to Process Art with Elli. Today we have our co-star, Sage. Hello, Sage. And in today's project, we are studying flowers. And that's because during summer, flowers grow a lot. So I've got the supplies that I'll need right here. So I've got my flower shape. It has a hole in the middle. I've got the center for my flower. It's shiny and gold, and it has what's called a brad on the back. So we'll be able to poke this through the hole. We've got a straw, and inside of here we've got little pieces of painted paper and water in a spray bottle. Sagey likes to drink water from a spray bottle. Do you want to see? Good stuff, huh?
Good stuff,
huh? All right, so come in closer to get a better look as I work on my project. Okie dokie, friends. So for our flower project, we are going to paint, but with paper and water. So I have all of these bits of paper here that I already painted with some tempera paint. And tempera paint is cool because it is washable with water. So I'm going to make a design on my flower with the paper upside down. So I'm going to take the color side and put it on the bottom. And I'm going to make a little bit of a pattern for this. So I'm doing red on the tips and orange right beside it. Red on the tips and orange right beside it. Here's an orange. Okay, so I've got my colors on there with my paper. And I'm gonna take my spray bottle that has water inside of it, and I'm going to spray my squares down. And press them onto my picture. and let them sit for a little bit. You might find that it helps to kind of spray the board of the paper first and then stick the paper to it. When the paper gets wet, it kind of comes up a little bit. So, no, we're just gonna keep letting it sit with the colors and working our way through and doing more of our pattern. So, let's see. After orange, I'm gonna do this one where it kind of goes orange to green. And I'll do some of the green ones right beside it. And I'll spray them all with water again. Poke them down. Oh, I forgot the extra greens right here. Okay, looks like I want to do a little more of the green. I'll spray those ones down. And I'll give everybody a light press. Let's work into some of our blues. I'll spray them in. This method of putting squares next to each other is called a mosaic. All right, put my next layer of colors on. These will be my blue and purpley pieces. I'll spray those ones on. Next, let's move into our purples and pinks. And I think I'm going to add some of these more red ones on the sides. All right, there we go. Now I'll give it a good spray. Okay, now I'm gonna give them all a good touching. Okay, so next we're gonna take this and put it outside in the sun to dry. All right, follow me. All right, so I brought my flower outside and I am going to let it sit out in the sun for a little bit while it dries. If it's a sunny day, like it is today, it shouldn't take too long. So I'm just gonna set it right in the grass. All right. Okay, so I let my flower dry outside in the sun for about an hour, and now I'm gonna just pull off all the little bits of paper and see what is left. I think that is about all that I can pull off of there. So next I'm going to take this and poke the two pieces through the back side of the flower, and then take my straw and poke both of those through the back side of the flower, and then just fold the two ends of the pipe cleaner over, and ta-da! We've got our flower.
This has been A Moment with Sage.
Hey friends, welcome to Drawing with Cory. This week we're talking about summer. And what's better in the summer than picnics, barbecues? So we're going to draw a watermelon slice. We're going to draw some popsicles.
It's Popsicle!
We're going to draw an ice cream cone, a hamburger, a hot dog, and a grill, all out in a grassy field with the sun and a couple of clouds. The only supplies that we'll need for today are a sheet of paper and a drawing utensil like a pencil or a marker. Additional, but not necessary supplies could be watercolor with a brush and some water, or markers, colored markers, if you wanted to add color to your picture. So last time we drew a beach scene, and this time I'm gonna draw a picnic scene, which is another great summertime activity. So the first thing I wanna do is think about what foods I'm gonna draw. And at the bottom is where I'm gonna draw these. I'm gonna start with a watermelon slice. So I'm gonna come over here and draw a smile. And then I'm gonna draw a line right across. This is a watermelon slice. And then right above this smile, I'm gonna draw another one. That shows the watermelon rind. And then I'm gonna put some seeds in there with little dots. And let's see, popsicles are great. So I'm gonna draw the stick like a tall U, or a really tall, slender smile. And I'm gonna draw a line all the way across. And then on top, it's gonna be a similar shape to the stick, but just bigger. And so there we have a little popsicle. Now, if we wanted to draw a double popsicle, we draw a frown and then another frown. And on the sides of those, we'd go down and then we cut across, and the double ones have two sticks. So I'd draw this same U shape right below that curve, and then another one right below that curve. And if you wanted, you could draw a little squiggle on the stick to show that it's melting down on the stick. And you could even draw little drops of melted ice cream or melted popsicle, which can just be scribbly blobs. Now, another summer treat, it's an ice cream cone. And these are fun to draw. So I'm gonna start with a cone and just draw a tall V. Now for the bottom of the scoop, I wanna do kind of like a cloud line. So I'm gonna draw bump, 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 bump. And then on the ends, little C's. And then bump, bump, bump. And then at the top, a big circle-ish shape, kind of a frown. And then on the cone, I like to add diagonal lines to show some of the texture. And you could even go back with the other way to make it look like a waffle cone. And we could add some blob melted ice cream here. And we could even add a little raindrop shape to make it look like it's dripping down. And another great thing about summer is cookouts. And what do we have at cookouts? Hot dogs and hamburgers. So I'm gonna start with the hamburger with a frown kind of shape. And I'm gonna meet those points at the bottom. And then I'm gonna draw a little C on both of those sides. And then a squiggly line across. That could be our lettuce. And I'm gonna make it almost like a snake. I'm gonna draw a line right below it. I wouldn't wanna eat a snake burger. And then under that, we can draw a rectangle for the burger, for the patty. And then underneath, I'm gonna go out to the sides a little bit, drawing a little dash out. And then I'm gonna draw down on both sides, kind of leaning inwards. And then I'm gonna connect those two lines. And at the top, I'm gonna add a few specks for sesame seeds on top of that bun. And then for a hot dog, we could draw an oblong, which is a long oval. But I wanna make my side straight, so I'm gonna do that by drawing two lines, one above the other, and then I'm gonna connect the ends with a C and a backward C. And then I'm gonna draw that same shape again, but fatter. So I'm gonna draw a bigger C, a bigger backward C, bigger C, bigger backward C, and connect them. And if I wanted it to look like mustard or something, I could do a little squiggle across. And that's a hot dog on its side. And so now we've got all of this yummy food here. I'm gonna draw a line all the way across. And if you notice, I hit this ice cream cone a little bit, so I don't wanna go over it. I'm gonna skip over, go behind. And so now this is all of the food sitting on a table, which is great for a picnic. And then in the background, maybe I wanna draw the grill where they cook the food. So I'm gonna come up, give me some space for the bottom of it, but I'm gonna draw a rectangle for the top of the grill. Then a smaller rectangle right in the middle for the handle. And below that, I'm gonna draw a thinner kind of rectangle directly below. And on there, I can put a few circles for the knobs on the grill. And off to the sides of grills, usually they have little shelves. So I'm gonna draw thinner, smaller rectangles that stick off to the side. That way you can put your cooking tools right beside it. And then at the bottom, I'm gonna draw a big square for the bottom part of the grill. And if I wanted to, an extra thing, we could draw two tiny little rectangles or squares for the feet of the grill. And for the final touch on that, above it, I'm gonna draw a kind of stretched out S line for smoke or steam. And then I'm gonna do that again, but this time I'm gonna curl it in a little bit to make a little spiral. And I'm gonna add one more for good measure. And so picnics are usually in a park or a field. So I'm just gonna draw a big field. And to do grass, I'm just gonna do the zigzag line all the way across. And I'm gonna draw the sun like we did on our last drawing with the circle and then the wave or the cloud kind of lines going all the way around it with the points sticking out. Yeah, so this doesn't look like just empty space. I'm gonna draw a few little lines with just a flick of the marker or pencil or whatever you are using to draw. And I'm even going to add in a little cloud with that U-shaped line. And you could draw as many as you want. I think I'll draw like 2. So here we go. We've got a watermelon, 2 popsicles, 1 single, 1 double, an ice cream cone, a hamburger, and a hot dog. And behind it, we have our grill and a grass field and the sun with a couple of clouds.
This is Mabel shooting her balloon rocket she made from Space Week. Thanks for sharing, Mabel. If you have a photo or a video from doing one of our projects, send it in. We'd love to see it.
Next week, we're learning about the big picture. Everything put together. Hi everyone, next week we are studying the big picture, which means Earth and everything in it. So we've got a few different projects that we're going to do. We've got 2 sheets of paper and a pencil as always. We've also got a plate with yarn on it for a weaving. We've got 2 colors for our Earth, watercolor blue, green for land. We've got some pipe cleaners that go with that. They are sparkly. Then over here, we're going to make seed bombs. So we've got 2 colors of recycled paper bits and some yarrow seeds. So this is our big picture activity kit.
We'll see you next time.